Hey guys, good morning. So, this is our last and final day here in Victoria, and it's another chilly morning. And I'm so grateful that Saurabh brought this sweater along because I had only packed dresses. I checked the news.
It's a sweatshirt, not even a sweater.
It's a sweater.
Oh my god.
It's a sweater.
Okay, fine.
But yes, anyway, now we're gonna step out for breakfast. The Pendray Inn and Teahouse, part of the Huntington Manor property, is a beautiful Queen Anne-style mansion built in the year 1897. The inn and its beautifully manicured rose garden is very inviting and offers a glimpse into the elegance of a bygone era. This property, which now serves as a bed and breakfast, was actually a family home over 100 years ago. The home was built by a prominent English entrepreneur of the 1800s named William Joseph Pendray. In 1890, the Pendrays purchased a plot of land overlooking Victoria's Inner Harbour. They lived in a small cottage located on the land, known today as the Middle House, while they built a mansion right beside it. This mansion is known today as the Pendray Inn and Teahouse. The Pendray Inn and Teahouse boasts 9 rooms that transport you back to the historic charm of the Victorian age. Each of the rooms have been carefully restored and renovated to maintain their unique Victorian-era characteristics. I'll give you a tour of the place and tell you a bit about the hauntings related to the Pendray Inn. But first, let's go inside and have some tea at the one-of-a-kind Pendray Teahouse. Right as you walk through the front door of the Pendray Inn, you feel you have come somewhere special. With its rich wood accents, original stained glass windows, and antique furnishings, the tea house encourages you to take a break from the hustle and bustle of everyday life and to appreciate the slower pace of times past. I just wish I had dressed up for the occasion. Since it was past noon when we got to the Pendray Tea House, Saurabh and I decided to have a light lunch along with some tea. We were seated in the original dining room of the Pendray family. The room still has many of its original features, such as the chandelier, ceiling frescoes, and open fireplace. Not only was the ambience delightful, so was the service. We were served tea in the most beautiful and delicate china cups. I've had tea many times in my life before, but the combination of the fragrant tea, the view of the inner harbor, and the ambience of this old historic house just took this tea time experience to another level. The food definitely deserves a special mention as well. Saurabh and I shared a salmon wrap, and it was simply delicious. All the ingredients were so fresh that you could literally taste the freshness in the food. The scones and homemade jams served with the tea were just to die for as well. As I mentioned earlier, Pendray Inn and Teahouse was once home to the highly esteemed Pendray family. In the early 1890s, William Pendray purchased the land on which the large house sits. Mr. and Mrs. Pendray excitedly traveled the entire coast north of San Francisco to get ideas for their dream home. Construction of the mansion started in 1896, and the following year, the Pendrays, along with their 4 sons, moved into their palatial new home. The home, however, did not prove to be lucky for the Pendrays, and that's because it is believed that the land the home was built on was actually haunted. Tragedy stalked the Pendrays ever since they moved into their new home. In 1908, their eldest son Ernest fell under the front wheel of a heavily loaded freight wagon and was instantly killed when it passed over his head and shoulders. In 1913, a falling water pipe crushed the head of William Pendray while he was at work in his own factory. And a few years later, the Pendrays' youngest son also passed away. It is believed that he died of pneumonia. Mrs. Pendray lived in the mansion until her death at the age of 87 in May 1937. As you go up the stairs of Pendray Inn, you can literally feel yourself going back in time. The stairs squeak with each step, adding to the feeling of eeriness. The rooms upstairs have their own unique Victorian feel and appeal. Looking at the antique furnishings, the paintings, the sculptures, the framed photographs of the Pendray family, it feels as if this house is caught in some kind of a time warp. It has been reported that many guests staying at the Pendray Inn have seen apparitions of floating heads. The floating heads, believed to belong to Mr. Pendray and his eldest son Ernest, have been seen in room number 5. They just appear when guests are sleeping in their bed, and then they disappear seconds later after the horrified guests awaken. Other unusual happenings on the property have also been reported. Some people claim that music starts playing off their phones in the middle of the night, while others have heard sinister whispers while sitting in the dining area. We personally did not experience any hauntings while we were there, but maybe that's because we were there during the day. I do, however, remember feeling a heaviness on the top floor of the inn. There was definitely an eerie vibe up there. Nevertheless, the place is absolutely gorgeous, and I highly recommend you visit the Pendray Inn and Teahouse next time you're in Victoria. Oh yeah, and don't forget to stop and admire the Pendray Gardens. The flowers are so pretty and vibrant. The well-landscaped gardens capture the very essence of beautiful and royal Victoria, BC. After walking around the historic Pendray Inn and Teahouse, Saurabh and I decided to walk back to our hotel. We enjoyed this leisurely walk as we passed Victoria's breathtakingly beautiful inner harbor, taking in the fresh, salty air. We also enjoyed walking through Confederation Garden Court, which is a serene, unexpected haven for passers-by, hidden away from the rush of downtown Victoria. The Confederation Garden Court has great significance within the city. The plaza was built in commemoration of Canada's centennial year of Confederation in 1967. The peaceful place features a relaxing tiered fountain with a full waterfall cascading down a stone wall just beyond it. Canada's coat of arms resides in front of the pouring water. The shields of Canada's 13 provinces and territories can be seen on both sides of the waterfall. Beneath each shield is a province or territory name and the year it joined Canada. If you're ever in the area, make sure you stop to admire the historic Spirit of the Republic statue as well. This monument commemorates the gallant men and women of British Columbia and Canada who offered their lives to defend the principles of democracy and served as the Mackenzie Papineau Battalion of the International Brigades in defense of the Republic of Spain during the Spanish Civil War. Once Saurabh and I got back to our hotel, we packed our bags and took the bus back to Swartz Bay Terminal to get back onto the ferry that would take us back home to Surrey. I hope you all enjoyed my Victoria series. Thank you all so very much for watching and coming along. Next up, I'll be taking you to Vancouver's very own little hill station, Whistler, BC. You'll get to see Saurabh experiencing snowfall for the very first time in his life. So stay tuned, peeps. Until next time, take care and do not forget to like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you soon. Bye.